Good morning, children. How are you? I have sent you the notes for the lesson Mineral Resources. I sent the notes for the lesson Mineral Resources Geography. Okay? In that lesson, bauxite and gold. That subtopic is not there. Any question related to that one, that is related to gold and bauxite is there, means you just put a small into there. Small into you put and don't give much importance to that. Understood, children? So, whatever before I start the lesson itself, I am going to tell you which one I am not going to take, because that has been reduced in your syllabus. The portions which has been reduced in your portions in your syllabus, I am going to inform it before I start each and every lesson. Okay? Before I start one lesson, each and every lesson I am going to tell you. I am going to inform you which is the subtopic reduced in that lesson. Is that clear, children? Yes. So today I am going to start with the lesson transport. Geography transport lesson, and in that lesson water transport is being reduced. Okay? Water transport is not added in your syllabus. Understood, children? So rest of the things you are going to read, that is road transport, railways and air transport. Okay? Water transport is reduced. Alright, children? Yes. So now I am going to start with the lesson transport. What do you mean by transport? What do you mean by transport? That is what do you mean by transport, you have read already from your first standard itself. By now you should be ready to answer me what is transport. Okay? Transport refers to the system of carrying person and goods from one place to another place. Carrying of goods as well as persons from one place to another place is called as transportation. Okay? It is a lifeline in the progress of agriculture, industry and commerce. Karnataka is a land with varied natural resources. Okay? Different types of natural resources is being present in our state Karnataka. Okay, so now like commercial crops, forest products and sources of energy, in order to achieve economic progress, in order to achieve economic progress and development, what has to be taken? It has to be taken use by the proper use of natural resources as to be sent to other places also. You cannot keep the resource which is in your state. Okay? It has to be imported and exported. That is why trade. Trade means what? Imported and exporting, buying and selling of goods from one country or one state to the another state. Understood, children? Karnataka is primarily an agricultural state. So, different means of transport facilities are necessary to transport food grains and agricultural products to market. Food grains and agricultural products to market. Secondly, minerals from mines. From mines, the minerals has to be transported. And next it is manufactured goods from industries or from factories which are being manufactured, which are being finished into finished product. That all cannot stay there itself. Whatever is being manufactured, whatever is being produced, that cannot be inside the factories itself. It has to be transported to different places. Okay? Next, people from one place to another place. People cannot stay in the same place. People should travel from different places for so many reasons. Isn't it? For doing business, for doing meeting somebody else, for buying something, to giving something. Isn't it? For so many reasons, people has to go from place to place. So that is the very important, very need for transportation. We have to transport the food grains to market, agricultural products to market. Then what are the manufactured goods from the factories? Then minerals from mines. All these things, it has to be done through transportation. Without transportation, you cannot improve the economic condition of a country. Okay? Our economic progress depends on the transport and communication. Understood? So, manufacture goods from the factories. Then people has to go from place to place. Okay? So now one by one of the transport I am going to explain to you. First it is the road transport. Road transport means what? Road transport, it is a large number of people. A large number of people live in rural areas in Karnataka. Large number of people live in rural areas in Karnataka. Okay, roads are the most ancient and universal means of transport. Most ancient, okay, ancient means of transport. It is linking the villages and towns. Roads are easily linked with the villages and towns. Okay, next it is cost is very low. Construction of roads is very low. The cost is very low. Then people and goods can be transported to every corner of the state. Okay, every corner of the state, people as well as goods can be shifted, can be carried from each and every state. Okay, state to state they can go. Then they play a vital role in the economic growth of a nation. Road transport, they play a very important role in the economic growth of a nation. Understood, children? They are very convenient. They are very convenient to connect to isolated villages also. It is very convenient to connect to the isolated villages also. Then roads can be constructed in forest and hilly regions also. Okay, whereas it is a road, if it is forest area, there also it is very easy to construct roads in a forest, and moreover hilly areas also they can construct the roads. Then they provide door-to-door service. You know what? They provide door-to-door services also. How you say door-to-door services? By transportation. Simple, if you want a cylinder, then it will come to your house. Whatever things you want, it is coming to your house. Even the bus also can come and stand near your house. Isn't it? So, it is a door-to-door services is being given. Next, they are feeders to railways also. How they are feeders to railway? Because from the road transportation, they carry it and go to the railway station, where it is carried on by goods train will carry the goods, the products, the things which has been done here or manufactured here, that will be carried in a truck, maybe lorry or tempo, whatever it is, by road transportation. Road transportation, easily it will carry and go and drop it near the railway station. Trains, can the train come near your house? No, it is not possible. So, it is the feeder to the railways. Okay, roadways are the feeders to the railways, and seaport and airport also. Okay, to the airport also, because the aeroplane cannot come and reach in your doorstep. It cannot come to your doorstep. It cannot come to your street. It cannot come to your area. So that is why whatever things you are carrying, that will be carried out in the road transport, and road transport will give the things to the airport. Understood? So it is a feeder to the railways, seaport as well as the airports. Okay. Next, they create employment opportunities also. They create employment opportunities and are most useful for defense, especially in border areas. It is very, very useful for the defense forces. Okay, that is in border area. Okay. Okay, so after independence, when the Vishal Mysore state was formed in 1961, totally 43,182 kilometers of roads were laid. That is after independence. Okay, 43,182 kilometers of roads was laid. But at present, the length of the road is 2,31,662 kilometers of roads. Okay, at present that is 2,31,062 kilometers. Okay, among them that is 35.70% are metal roads. Okay, metal roads. There you will write, you will see the two types of roads. One is metal roads and the next one is that is unmetal roads. Okay, metal roads are which constructed with cement concrete. Okay, metal roads are constructed with the cement concrete and used all over the year. It can stay permanently for 1 year, 2 years also. But whereas unmetal roads, they are common in rural areas. In villages you find the unmetalled roads. Okay, it is made up of mud and no cement or concrete, etc. Okay, it cannot be used annually. It gets muddy during the rainy season. That is unmetalled road. Metal roads are pakka roads. It will be constructed with the use of cement and concrete. You understand? That is the two types of roads you have, metal roads and one more is unmetalled roads. Unmetalled roads, there is no guarantee. Mostly you will find it in the rural areas. In the villages you find that. That is mainly constructed through mud. No cement, no concrete. Understood, children? So there has been important improvement in the quality of roads constructed too. So nowadays there is lot of improvement made in the constructions of the roads. Okay. Next we will talk about the kinds of roads. What are the kinds of roads? Roads in Karnataka. This is completely geography regarding Karnataka you are reading. But when you go to 10th standard, full and full, in the beginning itself I told you, you are particularly learning about Karnataka. Geography about Karnataka. So roads in Karnataka is being classified into 4 types. That is national highways, state highways, district highways and village roads. Once again, national highways, state highways, district highways and village roads. Okay. Now roads which link important cities and capitals of state and ports are called as national highways. It is linking very important cities and national capitals. Okay, capitals of the state and ports, that is only called as national highways. These roads are well planned wide roads and are 2-lane, 4-lane and 6-lane roads. They are under the authority of the central government. They are under the authority of the central government. Understood, children? And are managed by the National Highway Authority of India. National Highway Authority of India. The national highways is being managed by the National Highway Authority of India. Understood, children? So now at present there are 14 national highways. How many? 14 national highways are there. At present 14 national highways are there in Karnataka. The total length is 4,491 kilometers. Understood? Kilometers. They have not been located equally among all the districts of the state. Wherever you cannot see the roads equally distributed. Some distance will be less and some kilometers will be more. Okay. So now that is the state. Uttar Kannada, Vijayapura, Belagavi, Shivamogga, Bengaluru Rural, Tumakuru, Dakshina Kannada and Ballari districts have more national highways. Whereas Raichur and Kodagu has no national highways. Understood? Raichur and Kodagu, they don't have a national highway. Understood? National highway and NH, National Highway 6 and 7 come under the National Highway Authority, Golden Quadrilateral. Okay? So now next it is about the state highways. Roads which link the capital city of Bengaluru with district headquarters, major towns and other highways are called state highways. Okay? State highways means roads which link the capital city of Bengaluru. Which is the capital city of our state? That is Bengaluru. Bengaluru is the capital city. So with district headquarters, where are the districts, it will go and link. That is what we call as state highways. Okay? The construction and maintenance of these roads are maintained by the state government. The state highways, it is maintained and constructed by the state government. Okay? And it is having the state government of Karnataka has 20,905 kilometers of state highways. Okay? When Karnataka has 20,905 kilometers of state highways. Belagavi has the longest. Belagavi is having the longest state highways, whereas Bengaluru has the least state highways. Understood? Yes. Next it is the district roads. It is the district roads. District roads, it is having 47,836 kilometers of roads. Okay? That is 47,836 kilometers of district highways. Okay? Then the construction and maintenance of this is supervised by this Zilla Parishad. Okay? The district highways, it is being maintained and constructed by the Zilla Parishad or the Taluk Panchayat. Okay? Next it is the village roads. Roads which link Taluk headquarters with village and district highways are called as village roads. The construction are maintained by the Taluk Panchayat and village Panchayat. Taluk Panchayat and village Panchayat. Okay? This road, village road, it is being maintained by the Taluk Panchayat and village Panchayat. Okay? The quality of roads is not good. Village, when you talk about village, you naturally will come to know the roads are not good. It will be muddy. It will be unmetalled roads. Okay? And in some part it is very difficult to travel on these roads. So Karnataka is having 1,47,212 kilometers of village roads. 1,47,212 kilometers of the village roads. Understood? So in addition to the types of road mentioned above, there are multi-purpose road and roads under local administration. For instance, road of public work department, forest department, irrigation department and town municipality and city corporation. These are all the types of roads other than whatever is mentioned, highways, state highways, district roads. Other than that, these roads are also there. By now you have understood what are the uses of road transport. Okay? Next it is about the railways. What is the railway? In Karnataka, railway is the second most important mode of transportation. Second most important mode of transportation next to roadways. Okay? It helps in economical travel to distant places and transportation of goods. Okay? The first railway line in the state was opened in 1864. Okay? Opened in 1864. This was laid between Bengaluru and Bengaluru and Madras, okay, by the Madras Railway Company. By the year 1956, the state had totally 2,595 kilometers of railway track belonging to the Southern Railway Zone. Now, the Southern Western Railway Zone has come into existence. Okay, today Karnataka has 3,244 kilometers of railway tracks. Okay, next, in Karnataka there is no uniform distribution of railway. You will not see the railway track equally. Somewhere it will be straight, somewhere it will be crooked. Is it? So all districts, Bengaluru, Belagavi, Ballari, Hassan, Uttar Kannada, Chitradurga, Udupi, Ramnagar and Dakshin Kannada district have an average of 150 to 200 kilometers long railways. Okay, Kodagu district has no any railway tracks at all. Here also I told, that is when I was explaining roadways, Raichur and Kodagu, they don't have the national highways. Whereas here also Kodagu district has no railway tracks. Okay, Konkan Railways. This is the most important railway route of West Coast. It links Mangalore and Mumbai. It is connecting from Mangalore to Mumbai and has reduced the time of traveling from 41 hours to 18 hours. Okay, from 41 kilometers. Previously to travel it was taken 41 hours, but it has been reduced to 18 hours within a quick movement, within a quick second, within the reduction of time from 41 hours to 18 hours. Its length is 273 kilometers with 13 main and 310 other bridges. Okay, of this Sharavati River Bridge and Kali River Bridge are the important bridges. Next, metro. What do you mean by metro? Bengaluru has grown tremendously as a metropolitan city. Transportation has become major problem. In Bengaluru, the transportation has become more problem, polluted. Okay, and so to overcome this problem, that is Namma Metro Railway Transport Plan is been implemented on 20th October 2011. Okay, 20th October 2011. That is Namma Metro. Namma Metro has been implemented. Namma Metro has been implemented. Namma Metro has been implemented on 20th October 2011. Okay, 2011 it has been implemented. Okay, so the first metro rail between Bayappanalli and MG Road was started. That was the first metro rail that is started in Bayappanalli and MG Road. Okay, lakhs of people utilize this facility. Many lakhs of people, they are using this facility, that is metro rail. Okay, it takes much less time to travel from one place to another instead of going in bus. Okay, it takes lesser time to reach a particular place. Other metro tracks are with different stages of completion. Still there are lot of metro trains to be there. It is going on. Construction is going on. Not only this, many are there, but yet it has not been completed. Okay, by period of time it will be completed to make the people's life convenient. Understood? So this is about the railways. Next we'll talk about the air transport. Okay, the air transport, it is the fastest mode of transport and also costlier mode of transport. Okay, it helps to carry people, mail and lightweight goods. Not heavy goods cannot be carried in the flight. Okay, lightweight goods can be carried from place to place and in the shortest time. As I told you, it is the quickest means of transport. Okay, air transport is of great help during natural calamities. During natural calamities, this air transport is very, very needful. It provides the help to the people, okay, like wars and other emergency by providing food, water packets, or medicine, or carrying the people. So such way the air transport is rendering its useful services to the people during natural calamities, war and other things. Okay, the first air travel facility began between Bengaluru and Hyderabad by Deccan Airways in the year 1946. When it was established in the year 1946. Indian Airways was nationalized in the year 1953. Okay, after Indian Airlines was established, Bengaluru was linked with various places all over the country. In the year 1996, State Airport of Bengaluru was declared as an international airport. Belagavi, Hubballi, Mysuru and Mangaluru are domestic airports. Okay, the international airport which was in HAL was shifted to Devanhalli. That you all know. The international airport which was in here HAL airport, that has been shifted to Devanhalli, about 34 kilometers away on 24th May 2008. Okay, on 2008, the old airport, that is HAL airport, was shifted to Devanhalli airport. Devanhalli airport is the country's first green airport. Understood? This airport is well equipped to provide various facilities and is the most modern airport. Understood? So that's what I explained about the transportation. Importance of roadways, railways and airways. Okay, this is the transportation which provides the country's economical growth. Economically, progress of the country needs good roadways, good railways and good airways. Okay, that is how this transportation is very, very important. As I told you, roads, they play a very important role. It is providing you the door-to-door services and manufactured goods from the industries, from the factories. It is going. Okay. Then I told about the different types of roads, metal roads and unmetal roads. Then I told you about the national highways, the state highways, the district highways, okay, the village roads and so on. Next I told you about the air transport. It is the fastest mode of transport. Railways, it is, I told you, it is the second most important mode of transport. Okay children, so I think I will be sending you this lesson notes tomorrow or day after. So try to write the notes in your notebooks. And as I told you previously, you have to send the notes to me. Understood? When I gave the notes for the mineral resource, that time itself I told you that after writing the notes, you will have to send it to me through your WhatsApp. You have to mention your names also. Ma'am, I am sir so and so. I am sending my notes. I have completed my notes. Understood, children? Is that clear? I think you will follow them strictly. Understood? Seriously take your studies into serious things. Okay? Thank you.